There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. And there is no question that once he acquires it, history shifts immediately. The dangers posed by a nuclear-armed Saddam were understood by my country 2 decades ago, well before September 11th. In 1981, the late Prime Minister of Israel, Menachem Begin, dispatched the Israeli Air Force on a pre-dawn raid that destroyed the Iraqi nuclear reactor at Osirak. This probably took place months away from Saddam's ability to assemble the critical mass of plutonium for the first atomic bomb, or more than one. And today the United States must destroy the same regime because a nuclear-armed Saddam will place the security of our entire world at risk. And make no mistake about it, if and once Saddam has nuclear weapons, the terror network will have nuclear weapons. 2 decades ago, it was possible to thwart Saddam's nuclear ambitions by bombing a single installation. But today, nothing less than dismantling his regime will do, because Saddam's nuclear program has fundamentally changed in those 2 decades. He no longer needs one large reactor to produce the deadly material necessary for atomic bombs. He can produce it in centrifuges the size of washing machines that can be hidden throughout the country. And I want to remind you that Iraq is a very big country. It is not the size of Monte Carlo. It is a big country. And I believe that even free and unfettered inspections will not uncover these portable manufacturing sites of mass death.
To your knowledge, has Iraq kept its team of nuclear scientists together? And is that an indication that they're going to continue to develop nuclear weapons? Also, what nations are aiding Iraqi, if you know, in the nuclear program? And of course, finally, if you might elaborate a little bit further on what you think his first use of nuclear weapons might be.
I can only give you the information that I can divulge from my tenure as Prime Minister, and it is 3 years old. The information we had was that Saddam was pursuing all avenues of developing weapons of mass destruction. And the means to deliver them. I have to say that he was enjoying in this effort the support of Russian technology, and I should say Russian technologists on site. They were a principal source, and other regimes, including North Korea, were supporting that effort as well. There is no question that he had not given up on his nuclear program, not whatsoever. There is also no question that he was not satisfied with the arsenal of chemical and biological weapons that he had, and was trying to perfect them constantly. If perfect is the word to describe this ghoulish enterprise. I think frankly, it is not serious to assume that this man who 20 years ago was very close to producing an atomic bomb spent the last 20 years sitting on his hands. He has not. And every indication we have is that he is pursuing with abandon, pursuing with every ounce of effort the establishment of weapons of mass destruction, including nuclear weapons. Saddam is hell-bent on achieving atomic bombs, atomic capabilities as soon as he can. But I also say that if you connect the dots, you know, here's a man who from the minute he achieved powers, is trying to create a nuclear weapon. 20 years ago, he's very close to producing it. He's foiled. He changes the technology to centrifuges that will prevent him being foiled again. We know that he's taking in nuclear technologists and nuclear technology from various countries. We know that he's developing the means to deliver these weapons. We have defectors who describe how committed he is to this above all else. So we have all these dots, and we say, well, we don't know exactly what is happening. You know, it's like you're about to see somebody plunge the knife into someone. You're looking through a keyhole. You followed a murderer. You know that he's suspected of, he's already killed a few people, and you see him trailing somebody, and you're trailing him. You go, he shuts the door, you're looking through the keyhole, and you see him grasping the throat of this person, raising the knife, and then the light goes out, and the next thing you know is a body is found. And you can say, well, you know, I didn't actually see him on flagrante, in the act, if you will. But I think, Mr. Kucinich, that it is simply not reflecting the reality to assume that Saddam isn't feverishly working to develop nuclear weapons as we speak.
The question I had, though, do you have any indication that Saddam Hussein is going to attack Israel?
Oh, if he will attack Israel.
Absent a preemptive launch by the United States.
I think it's, I cannot tell you that he will attack Israel at a particular time. My friend, whom I respect a great deal, the Pulitzer Prize-winning writer Charles Krauthammer, said that in the 1990s, America slept and Israel dreamed. And he said that on September 2000, Israel woke up with the beginning of the terror campaign launched against it. And a year later, in September 2001, America woke up with the bombing of New York and Washington. It's a cat and mouse game, and he's the cat, and he's successful cat. It is not very difficult to deceive inspectors. It's not even very difficult to deceive satellite inspection. You can burrow tunnels and hide the earth. Did you ever see The Great Escape, the movie The Great Escape? Remember that movie? You know, where all these guys come out and they have the sand which they distribute through the trousers while they're walking the yards. That's essentially what dictators do. They can create tunnels and labyrinths that you'd never discover that are impervious to radar and other means. They can, when you have an entire country to hide portable centrifuges that are a little bigger than those two chimeras, it's not very difficult. You can get away with it, and he has gotten away with it, frankly. The application of power is the most important thing in winning the war on terrorism. If I had to say, what are the three principles of winning the war on terror? It's like, what are the three principles of real estate, the three L's, location, location, location? The three principles of winning the war on terror are the three W's, winning, winning, and winning. The more victories you amass, the easier the next victory becomes. The first victory in Afghanistan makes the second victory in Iraq that much easier. The second victory in Iraq will make the third victory that much easier too, but it may change the nature of achieving that victory. It may be possible to have implosions taking place. I don't guarantee it, Mr. Attorney, but I think it makes it more likely, and therefore I think the choice of Iraq is a good choice. It's the right choice. Yeah. There is no question whatsoever that Saddam is seeking and is working and is advancing towards the development of nuclear weapons. No question whatsoever. And there is no question that once he acquires it, history shifts immediately.